All right, you guys, we made it to May 3rd. It's like a countdown. And today for lunch, we made wraps. So this is mine. Gio, he's loving his, but take a look at that. That's a flour tortilla wrap with lettuce, turkey lunch meat, American cheese, onion. He has mushrooms on his. I don't have mushrooms on mine, but we have red bell pepper and peppers. These peppers that I talk about, we got 4 jars yesterday when we went to the giant grocery store. I picked up Himalayan pink salt also. I believe that's a little bit healthier for him. He doesn't really touch salt, but I think he can have the Himalayan pink salt. And we got coleslaw yesterday. We picked this up for him to have with some shrimp, a little container of shrimp. And he picked coleslaw, and this is so good. This is just like Mission Barbecue's coleslaw. Oh, yeah. So we'll be going back to Giant for more coleslaw because him and I both love it. And then we have our Arizona green tea. I've got a small one, he's got a bigger one. And then he fell in love with veggie straws. So there's Zesty Ranch, and he has a couple of veggie straws. So that's lunch today. I think it's pretty healthy. I think we did well. Okay, I'm doing this way so that you guys can see at least most of my phone case. So it's this beautiful red, and this is the back, and there's the camera, and this is the camera cover. So now I have all this protected, and then everything, well, I have to turn you around, hold on. And then everything here is now protected, which is all a good thing. All right, so yesterday I went over the kitchen. Saturday is changed the bedding day, but we just did that on Wednesday, so I'll do it next Saturday, start a new rotation. And then today is May 3rd. There's a birthday today. Mary Jo, happy birthday. If I have it right, I've got it written down May 3rd, so I hope I'm right. Happy birthday, have a wonderful day. You're an amazing lady. I love you to pieces. And if anyone else has a birthday in May, put in the comments when your birthday is and your first name, or if you don't want to put your first name, I totally get it. I'll just write down what name you use for Google. I want to show you guys, Gio took Hote outside and spray painted him. Sky bought Hote at Lowe's. Let's see, how old is Hote right now? 5, 10, probably about 11 years old. He got him at Lowe's in the garden department. He had him outside in our, not in the apartment, but the house before that. He had him outside 5 years, every season, right? There was a different flower in them, but the flower just was disintegrating, right? So George picked out this white, beautiful white rose and made the hole a little bit bigger so Hote could hold it. And we went to Lowe's yesterday. We picked out this pretty brown color, and he went out and he sprayed them, gave him a whole new look. Isn't he gorgeous? So we're gonna leave him inside for a few days because we're supposed to get 4 days of rain. Let me get you set up. 4 days of rain. A couple of the days are 85 to 95%. So most likely that's gonna really happen. Hang on here. I have to do an adjustment because I'm sitting someplace different. And the chairs are different, so the height's different. Ouch. I just pinched my finger. I'm so clumsy. Well, that's not straight. Okay, there we go. That'll work. All right, let me tell you what I did. Welcome to Solo Iced Coffee. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. My name is Poet. I live in the state of Pennsylvania. And here's my coffee. Now, what I have left is original Coffee Mate, no flavoring. And I put Hershey syrup, as you can tell. And it just wants to go to the bottom. So, it's better. I had to put like a second round. I had to put a second round of Hershey syrup in. Real quickly, because I'm going to stop for a minute and I'll come back because I want to tell you some things, let you know what's going on. I got my Amazon order yesterday. I got one ink, and I got, what was the other thing? Ink and George's rings. What was the other thing? Oh, the phone case. Okay, there was 2 ring boxes. They're identical. One was a size 10.5. One was a size 10. Okay, is a size 10. The size 10 fits him. He's wearing it now. And I just, oh, that's great. He has his old ring. Hold on. I'll tell you what, I don't know why you guys watch me. I swear, I'm like, this is what the inside is, just a little felty thing. Okay, this was the one he was wearing. This was the 11. This was the 11. The 11 and a half was exactly the same thing. Okay, he had one of those bandy things around it. Okay, so then I got him a 10 and a 10.5. This is the 10.5. Okay, so the 10 is exactly the same way. See the little design top and bottom? So this is the 10.5. He's wearing the 10. It fits him. It fits him perfectly. He has a little bit of give right here, but it won't go over his knuckle. So we have an 11.5, an 11, a 10.5, and a 10 in wedding bands. I knew sooner or later I would come upon a size that was going to fit him. So there are the 4 things that came from Amazon yesterday. Tomorrow the Mandela wind chime comes and the 2 mascaras that were slashed in price. And I was so glad to see, because now we need to work on getting his car inspected and getting the muffler fixed. The pipe broke in the muffler. So the mechanic is to put a piece in there. And then with labor, it'll be $150 for that. And then whatever else is needed. And then the emission sticker or the inspection sticker, whatever that runs, like $50 or whatever. Anyway, so we have that. And then the AC unit needs to be cleaned and checked for the season to make sure that it's workable, because we were told it hasn't been cleaned in 3 years. And it wasn't inspected or anything when we bought the house because it was in the middle of winter and it couldn't be checked. So that's some money's going to be dumped in there. And then of course, getting the roof redone is going to run just a hair over $4,000. So we need to do that because there's 2 shingles missing, and a lot of the houses in this community have the same issue. So we need to send an estimate and paperwork or whatever over to the HOA, which they still haven't gotten back to us about the lattice. So we're just going to go ahead and order the lattice, have it delivered, and put it up, because it's not permanent, it's temporary, which our neighbors are telling us it's just like having a grill. It's temporary. It's just like putting table and chairs. That lattice that will just be screwed into the deck can just be taken off. It's not permanent. I don't like being in an HOA. I'm gonna go, I'll be right back. Okay. I was texting with my son. Hopefully you can pick up everything that I'm saying. Oh, Did I show you this? I might have shown this yesterday. If I did, just ignore me. I hit my hand. I think I showed you. I hit my hand on the railing. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I showed you. Hit my hand on the railing. And I got my first old lady bruise. My very first old lady hand bruise. I don't like it. What are you going to do? Signs of the future. Okay, let me update you on my son. You want to hear a story? It's dripping all over me. Okay, so my son has Sjogren's syndrome. There's no cure. He's 36 years old. He's in early stage heart failure. And physically, I mean, he's a mess. But he's trying to work, so he has a job where he drives people to and from the airports, okay? So yesterday morning, he gets up and his foot and lower part of his leg is swollen. Excuse me, which has happened before. So he's walking around hoping to kind of like walk it off, you know? And he has to go a distance to this airport, out of state, through, I think he'd have to go through 2 states to get to where he needed to get to. Long trip. And everything in me was saying, don't do it, don't do it. Anyway, he got about an hour into the ride and his leg swelled up 3 times the size his leg should be. He sent me pictures. And he pulled off the side of the road. He couldn't drive. His vision was starting to get a little weird. And he texted me and he said, Mom, I'm scared. I called 911 for an ambulance. He said, I feel like, he said, there's something really wrong. And I said, what are you feeling? He said, I feel like I'm filling up with air. And I'm thinking blood clot and heart failure increase. So the ambulance comes. It's a private ambulance. Took him to a private hospital, was triaged, was given a thrombotic treatment, and swelling went down, and then it went back up, went down. Anyway, the car that he was driving belongs to the company that he drives for, and he left a note on the windshield. He also called his boss. He left a note to let, everyone know, like, okay, here's the situation. He put a rag on the window. He called the local police department to say, here's what's going on with the car, blah, 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 So after 8 hours, a tow truck came and towed the car. 72 minutes away from where the car was sitting. So now he's at the hospital. He's leaving. They're giving him blood thinners. And he's going to Uber the hour and 12 minutes to go get the car and then drive back to where his room is, where he lives. So between last night when this all started to happen, late afternoon, early evening, I was a wreck. I was in and out of the bathroom. I took an Ativan, where I'm on Xanax, but I took an Ativan just to kind of try to level me a little bit. I was so worried. I still am. And I won't feel better until I know he's back where he lives, because even his insurance was out of the area, out of network. God. it's really hard. It's really hard because I'm the only person he turns to. So I paid for the Uber. And I paid, they knocked the triage bill down. All the food money that I gave him for the next 2 weeks till he gets his check, he gave to the hospital. So he gave up his food money. And then they cut the bill down by 1/2 of what his balance was. So I paid the 1/2. And what are you going to do? Such is life. We were planning on a trip to the shore, the ocean for 2 days, just to kind of get away from the craziness of the house. But I told Gio, I'm like, let's put that on hold for right now. And that's because of the roof, the air conditioning, and the car. I mean, that's like big expenses, right? Anyway, so he's trying, my son. He's trying, and I look at some situations. I have a balance on just one credit card, so I feel, like compared to some people, I feel incredibly blessed. I'm going to read something to you guys. Gio's home. He's just upstairs working on something for his business. He's going to start painting probably tomorrow. He's going to start painting. So I'm actually going to get to see him paint. I've been with him 9 months. I've never seen him paint. I've never seen him paint. I'm going to do a video on the things I worry about, the things I don't know. Like, I'll do a video on that. But I told you guys about go, be kind. And I did adventure number 2. I'm now on adventure number 3. And adventure number 2 is, who is the kindest person you know? And I put my husband, George. Okay, I'm going to read you something. We won't make this too long because I know you guys don't stick around. Oh, and hey, there's ads on my videos. I rewatched a video this morning and there was 3 ads. I'm not monetized. Like, YouTube has not given me the option to monetize because I'm not at 1,000 subscribers. So I didn't click any boxes or anything that said to put ads on my videos. So I don't know why there's ads on my videos because I haven't earned them. You know what I mean? Like, you need 1,000 subscribers, I believe, and X number of watch times, like 4,000 hours of watch time or something like that. I have to check into it because I just, never intended to go that route, so I didn't bother. But I know there's requirements. But I do have ads, but I didn't do that. All right, I'm going to read you this. There's the teacher, and there's Leon. Leon's the author. He said a little story about me. I was a pretty lonely kid. I mean, I've been a lonely adult too, but we'll get to that. So apparently later on in the book. Growing up, I was super duper, when is this going to end, lonely. I was bullied and teased and ate most lunches by myself. I didn't like school. I didn't have friends. I was even made fun of by my teachers. Teachers in bold. Teachers in bold. Nothing will ruin 5th grade like being teased by a 40-year-old paid to be your friend. It was not a good time in the life of Leon. At times I felt broken, so broken that I didn't know if I could ever be fixed. If that's not me to a T, I don't know who is or what is. But then one day I started an after-school program with a new teacher, Mrs. Mann. Mrs. Mann saw something in me that no one else did. She told me, I believe in you, Leon. I know you have so much inside to share. I hope that you can start to see that too. And over time, I did. I started to see that I wasn't bad or a loser. I started liking school. Okay, fine, maybe like is pushing it, but I didn't hate going there. Mrs. Mann did something so absolutely revolutionary that she changed my life forever. She was kind. Look, she was kind. We all have a Mrs. Mann. That one person who saw something in us that we couldn't see in ourselves. The person who lifted us up, who made us believe we were special. Maybe it's your mom or your dad or your teacher or your boss or your friend or a pastor or a stranger on the street. Maybe it's someone you spoke to 5 minutes ago. Maybe it's someone you haven't talked to in 50 years. And if you don't have someone like this in your life, then you can call me your Mrs. Mann. So if you don't, I'll be your Mrs. Mann. Because I'll tell you right now the same thing Mrs. Mann told me. I believe in you. I know you have so much inside to share. I hope you can start to see that too. And it's in a little word bubble. My friend Stacy will love this part. Stacy, you'll love this part. I know, because every day Stacy sends me something to lift me up. Every day. And I send Stacy something. But if you do have a Mrs. Mann in your life, it's time to let them know. Welcome to adventure number 2. It's not all about writing or drawing or sharing things on Facebook. It's about connecting with the people you know. The ones who have reminded you what kindness can do. The ones who helped to change your life. Call them. They got the old-fashioned telephone there. I love those kind of phones. Find them if you haven't talked to them in a while. Behold the power of social media. Reach out to them and say thank you for changing my life, for showing me who I am, for believing in me, and maybe even for saving my life. Thank you for being kind. Because Mrs. Mann saved my life, and there's a good chance someone saved yours. Let them know what they did. And if you can't find them or they're no longer with us, send them a message. Yes, a message. You can probably record your voice on your phone. If so, record a message for that person. Tell them everything you would say if you were talking on the phone. Remind yourself of what they did for you. Honor them, honor you. They're listening, I promise. So I'm going to do a voice message for Sky. And then there's a little, you did it. And I checked off, today I honored the person who believed in me, and I reminded myself I'm worth believing in. So I told Gio, he's my Mrs. Mann. So I'm on to adventure 3. If you don't have a Mrs. Mann, I'll be your Mrs. Mann. I believe in you. And if you have a Mrs. Mann, if you'd want to put in the comments who your Mrs. Mann is and what they meant to you, I would love that. Also, let me know if you have a birthday this month. My dad, my sister, my daughter, Gio's daughter, one of his daughters has a birthday tomorrow. My friend Don has a birthday this month. My nephew has a birthday this month, plus 2 more of my YouTube friends have a birthday this month. At the very end of the month on the same day, which is very cool. And then, you know, there's 2 sides to the coin. The other side of the coin is I have a lot of death anniversaries. There's a lot of death anniversaries this month. My brother, I said this before, Gio's brother, my mother, Connor's, my son Connor's godfather, and my brother. Their end of the month, May 30th deaths. And Gio's father also passed in May. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what May holds for you. Let me know if you're doing anything special for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is in a week and a day, next Sunday. Let me know if you're doing anything special. If your family's doing anything for you for Mother's Day, let me know. Fill me in the comments what's happening. I'm not doing anything for Mother's Day. My mother's gone, and my kids, they're not going to bother. But that's okay. yeah, it is okay. It is okay. There's been so many days, like special days, where, you know, it would have been nice to have a call from one of my kids and didn't. But when there's estrangements going on and stuff, and I know I said, you know, my kids' lives are their lives, and they are. But there's a couple things that I can talk about as far as what caused some of the estrangements. I can go into it a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough to kind of give a feeling that, because I think this happens in a lot of families, and I think it's maybe just not talked about much because there's a stigma. There's a lot of stigmas, isn't there? Mental health, death, estrangement. There's a lot of stigmas. There is. We don't talk about the important things. Like, we don't talk about the things that knock us for a loop. We keep them all stuffed in our heads, don't we? And then it comes out in a not so great way, for sure. So I'm gonna go. This is 16 minutes plus my earlier clip, plus I did a little lunch clip. We did wraps, so I'll throw that in too. And so Mary Jo, have an amazing birthday. I love the month of May for all of the good reasons. And yeah, so I always try to end with namaste, which is a greeting, a goodbye, a hello. In people practicing Buddhism, namaste. So namaste, and I'll talk to you soon.